Guys, we made it. We are just hours away from the Switch 2 Direct, and I am so excited. I know you guys are too. I will be streaming it here on the channel, and Nintendo has hit us with some news today. Let's head over here and see what they got cooking up, because this just got really exciting and could possibly tell us more about what to expect. So, this morning, Nintendo tweeted out, join us tomorrow, April 2nd at 6 a.m. Pacific for a closer look at Nintendo Switch 2, the Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Switch 2. They could have worded that better. The live stream will be approximately 60 minutes long. 60 minutes long. I think that is huge. I was thinking, I was kind of thinking like 40, 45 minutes, but this kind of makes sense. I think with that 60 minutes, it gives Nintendo to show off pretty much, the console up to 20, 25 minutes. I know that it's just a better Switch at the end of the day, but Nintendo is going to want to, show everything like we don't know what it is, right? They want to reintroduce the Joy-Con. They want to show off the screen. They want to show off some of the new features. Speaking of features, we'll get to that in a second, but I really do think that with this hour-long presentation, I think they spend 20 to 25 minutes just showing off the console, which honestly I wouldn't be too upset about because we have some new information. But before we go to that, let's head over to something Nintendo posted, and they posted this over on their new Nintendo Today app. I think this is in a different region because in certain parts of the world, it is the day of the Direct. Time zones are weird. But here's what Nintendo posted. I'll put the volume on too. And they are teasing the C button, but I want you guys to listen to the music and the different sound effects. Here we go. That's it. Nintendo is hyping this up, dude. So yeah, they posted this up, and we don't know what this C button does, right? It's on the new controller. It's right under the home button on the Joy-Con itself. We don't know what this does. Let's hear it again. I don't know what it's gonna be. What do you think it's gonna be, dude? I actually love the fact that they're using the Nintendo Today app to actually like break news. I think that is quite fun. But yeah, they're hyping this up. So I think along with the mouse mode, the C button is definitely going to be a bigger attraction. I mean, why would you hype up something like so small as that? So like we were saying before, we do have 60 minutes. Now, I am very excited because Nintendo also announced, and this is huge, by the way. Nintendo announced the Nintendo Treehouse live event. Join us April 3rd and April 4th at 7 a.m. Pacific each day for a Nintendo Treehouse Live Nintendo Switch 2 presentation featuring hands-on gameplay of Nintendo Switch 2 games with an S, plural. So, exactly what it says, April 3rd and April 4th, the day after and the day after the Direct, they will be doing a live Treehouse event showing off games. I don't have it here, but they actually did post how long these are going to be in, again, the Nintendo Today app, which you got to download that if you want to stay up with Nintendo news and stuff. April 3rd is going to be 4 hours, and April 4th is going to be 3 hours. 7 hours of Nintendo showing off Switch 2 games. That is amazing. Let's talk about it. So these Nintendo Treehouse events, they're a little cheesy. They're a little corny. They have Nintendo employees showing off these games, showing off the different features, and really going in on gameplay for a lot of these games. I remember years back, they showed off games like Splatoon. What was it? Splatoon 2, I think. They showed off Splatoon 2 for like over an hour. And then they showed off some other third-party games. So I think, dude, 4 hours and then 3 hours the next day. I definitely think we're going to get a deep dive into Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart Refueled. Who knows what it's going to be called, but I definitely think Mario Kart takes up at least an hour or an hour and a half. You gotta show off the game, the new gimmick, the new characters, the new courses, things like that, and actually play a bunch of races. I mean, that's a long time to show a game. So what else do they fill this time with? Well, Nintendo is going to have a decent amount of first-party games at launch. I expect them to have 3 or 4 first-party games, whether that is a combination of Mario Kart, Metroid, maybe like a little casual budget title type thing. Yeah, they showed off Snipper Clips, which was a really, didn't even get a physical, well, it may have got a physical release, but it was a really small eShop game, and it was really cool to see that in action. This time, it is worth noting that third-party games could get on the action too. I remember they did a Treehouse event for games like Harvestella, you know, so they'll probably show off a lot of the exciting third-party games. I do also think, and this is just pie in the sky, well, not really pie in the sky, I feel like this is pretty realistic. I think they will use some of this Treehouse time to show off Switch 1 games running on Switch 2. I think it's really important for Nintendo to show this in action. I want to see them put a cartridge of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom into a Switch 2 and show how different it is on this Treehouse event. And you can answer questions and, you know, show the games and maybe compare and contrast. So not only do we have an hour of the Nintendo Direct, but we have 7 hours of the Treehouse Live. This is amazing. The other cool thing about this Nintendo Treehouse event is that you don't really have to be too wordy and you don't have to spend too much time during the actual Nintendo Direct to show these games off, because you could just show these games off, you know, highlight some of the features and say, oh, by the way, tune in tomorrow, we'll show off even more of the game. And I really like the sound of that. I like the fact that they don't have to spend 10 minutes on Mario Kart, right? Because they're going to show it off hours on the Treehouse event. So I'm super happy that they're doing this. I kind of thought they might do this because you really got to go hands-on with the console. And I feel like even an hour presentation, which is definitely on the longer side, I don't think an hour is even enough to get your point across. Oh, do I have any different predictions? Man, there's so many games, and what games could benefit from a Treehouse? We've seen games like Animal Crossing being shown off in a Treehouse event. These are games that need further screen time to really sell people on the games. I do think that Nintendo is going to have something wacky here that deals maybe with the mouse controls. I'd really love to see the mouse con, or whatever they're going to call it. I would really like to see that function in action. It's one thing to have a Nintendo Direct and say, this is a new innovative way to control your Joy-Con. You can use it as a mouse. Like, yeah, that's fine. And sure, I'll take your word for it, but I want to see it in action. I want to see if this thing messes up. You know, I want to see the uncut, unfiltered version of them using the controller and playing these games. So I think that alone is very exciting. And then finding out that the Nintendo Direct is an hour long really has me thinking Nintendo has stuff to show, possibly long term. I think if you're Nintendo, you really need to at least think about showing things that are far off in the distance. Who cares, man? I know that they've been burned before by showing Metroid Prime 4 off, and they had to apologize to their fans for delaying it, and it's been such a journey to even play that game. But I feel like Nintendo has this energy about them. They're hyping up the Direct. They're really going in on this, and this is an exciting moment for Nintendo. So why not use some of this time to tease games that are maybe a year plus away? As a Nintendo fan, I'm fine with that. Like, obviously, if I see something like Animal Crossing and then it says 2027, I'm gonna be upset. But I think just knowing it's there, like, we all know these games are in development, you know, on a smaller scale, but to just know about these games, I think in the existence of them, would really go a long way for Nintendo. I think they really need to hammer home, you need this console. You really need this console. So I'm excited to hear about this thing. I will be live streaming this entire event, all the events. Tonight at midnight, I will be doing a sleepover stream And then we will react to the Nintendo Direct. April 3rd, we will be reacting to all 4 hours of the Switch 2. And April 4th, we will be reacting to all 3 hours. That is a ton of content for these next few days. So I hope you guys join me. I also came out with new delusional merch. Animal Crossing on Switch 2, make it happen. Every purchase makes the days go by quicker. Nintendo told me every shirt that's sold, they will reduce the release time of the next Animal Crossing. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your last minute predictions. This video will be obsolete in less than 12 hours. Holy crap. Bye, everyone.